Statements made during this broadcast regarding products or the claims made about specific products have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Products and treatments discussed are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Make your physician aware of all nutritional supplements used and immediately notify your physician if you have any health concern or undiagnosed sign or symptom. Let's Talk Nutrition is a health talk show that features scientists, authors, nutrition specialists, personal trainers, holistic healers, and experts in traditional, natural, and integrative medicine. Listen for a chance to win daily prizes and follow Let's Talk Nutrition on Facebook and Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition or on Twitter at LTN Radio. It's time for some inspiration. Tune in to get fit and healthy. It's time to talk about nutrition. Nutrition for your body, your mind, your spirit. It's time to talk about proper exercise, stress relief, eating well, and supplementation for when you don't. Get ready to take charge of your health because your health is your wealth and the wealth of those who care about and love you. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. It's great to be with you. Thanks for tuning in today. You are listening to Let's Talk Nutrition and not ESPN. or some sports talk show or political talk show. Sometimes people they cruise the the dial and just come upon the show accidentally, and then they stick around for a while, and next thing you know, they become a regular listener. That happens a lot. People tell me that. And we're always glad to be with you. Can't think of a better place to be this time of day. And Dr. Michael Lewis will be along today. I like Dr. Lewis. Very good. Guy's got great credentials. They're fabulous. And he's very good. We'll see what's on his mind. Most likely he's going to be talking about CBD and, cannabidiol. And that's a new element in the health arena, the natural products arena for sure. And it's really, how can I put this? We're in the early stages. So what we're actually watching is the development of a product, of a supplement, and how, we can track this now because this is new and we can see how it's going to evolve. And it seems to be catching on. If you don't know what it's about, you will soon find out. And you can always call the show. You can ask a question, make a comment, observation, share a particular story that would contribute to the conversation. 877-897-8255 is a toll-free number. And for the last 2 days now, and I have to laugh a little bit, there's a story trending that has even made its way into the mainstream media. It's all over the news media. CNN, NBC, CBS, ABC, everywhere. It's everywhere. And it's the story involving the World Health Organization and its new warnings about processed meat. Well, I've been talking about this for a long time. Stephen, one of my technical producers, he is the technical producer of the show, will tell you that I've been talking about this for quite a while. I've done a number of shows, I've had a number of moments on this show where I've talked about red meat, processed meat, and I've given you my take on it. So I have to sort of smile when I see this and everybody's, all amplified and animated about it. And the new warnings, it has got some people, concerned and others upset and whatnot. And these new warnings, some people don't want to hear this, but it is what, I'll report on it, and then I'll talk to you about it. And what they're talking about, what the World Health Organization, is the consumption of processed meat and red meat, and sometimes that's would be both. And there's an agency called the International Agency for Research on Cancer, IARC. I became familiar with IARC a number of years ago when I was doing some research on toxic chemicals, and the International Agency for Research on Cancer, that's an arm of the World Health Organization. And I first of all, I think as a public health agency, the World Health Organization does a great job. And I think IARC is also very good. And so what they're talking about here, and we have to be clear, I want to make sure that we know what we're referring to. When we talk about processed meat, we're talking about things such as, these are all-time nutritional favorites among people too, hot dogs, bacon, luncheon meats, and so on. And what the World Health Organization has said, they can cause an increase in the risk for cancer. This is according to their new statement. And I'll lay this out and I'll explain. The WHO's International Agency for Research on Cancer, IARC, is responsible for evaluating potential human carcinogens, and they examine and take a look at everything from chemicals and herbicides to cigarette smoke and Wi-Fi. I mean, you name it. I suggest that you visit their website, International Agency for Research on Cancer. They do a good job. And they classify these different risk factors, these different foods, different compounds, different products, different chemicals, whatever, and they classify them into categories in terms of their probability or probability to cause cancer. And it's quite stunning when you go to their website to see all the different toxic chemicals and whatnot that are on this planet that are correlated with cancer. And there's a difference between correlation and causation. You need correlation to have causation. Correlation means there's a relationship. Causation means that it causes. Correlation doesn't imply causation, but correlation is a necessary condition for causation. And they're saying that these processed meats contribute to an 18% risk for cancer. And IARC, in the journal Lancet Oncology, announced in the journal this week that processed meats, those that are transformed by salting, curing, or fermentation, fall into the same category as tobacco smoke, meaning, and I'll quote them, there is convincing evidence, quote, there is convincing evidence that the agent causes cancer, close quote. As it goes, that's the strongest statement IARC can make. I mean, this is, now, what are they talking about more specifically yet? This doesn't mean necessarily that processed meat is as bad for you as smoking. It is not necessarily the new smoking. One possible interpretation is that IARC's assessment is pointing to links between processed meat and certain types of cancer, and that those links are clear and well established. I would agree with them on that. More specifically yet, the IARC researchers discovered or found evidence that eating a 50-gram portion, 50 grams of processed meat daily, that would be about one hot dog, for example, a couple of slices of bacon, will increase a person's risk of colorectal cancer by 18%. When we come back, I'll talk more about what does that 18% mean. What does that 18% mean? How much of a risk is that? And should you be concerned? And how much of this food can you really eat anyway? Be right back. We'll talk some more.
At Cannavest, we believe that the future of hemp is unlimited, and through innovative and responsible application and science, we will enhance the prosperity and well-being of our customers, employees, and communities. As pioneers, our long-term goal at Cannavest is to locate hemp seed processing mills near to our future family of hemp farmers. These local factories will convert hemp seed into nutritious oil, protein powders, bread flour, and hemp meal. Cannavest supports local efforts and believes that sustainability starts locally. Cannavest was named one of the Nutritional Outlook's Best of 2014, and we are committed to pioneering the hemp revolution as the world's leading producer of quality hemp-derived CBD products. Resistance to change is in great part the result of trying to do today's job with yesterday's tools and with yesterday's concepts. The hemp revolution is here, and it's up to all of us to change perception and to impact policy. Will you join us in this movement? Learn more about the education and science behind Cannavest at cannavest.com.
Exclusively from Natural Factors.
I'm Dr. Michael Murray. I'm very excited to have the opportunity to talk with you about PGX, a truly revolutionary natural product that works perfectly to help get at the core issues that make weight loss so difficult. PGX is a clinically proven way to help people to achieve their ideal body weight that is safe and natural. PGX leads to a dramatic reduction in the glycemic index of any food or meal. It also ultimately causes the release of compounds that achieve two important goals in weight loss. One, telling your brain that you're satisfied so you eat less, and two, improving the action of the hormone insulin. If you've ever tried to lose weight and failed, it's not your fault. You just need the tremendous support that PGX can provide. For more information on making your weight loss dream a near effortless reality, please go to pgx.com.
Feeling tired after your meal? Occasional gas, bloating, or indigestion at inopportune times? You may have an enzyme deficiency. Did you know that many common digestive discomforts can be caused by poor digestion? When food isn't completely digested, it begins to ferment in the digestive tract, which may cause uncomfortable symptoms. Digest Gold, America's #1 selling enzyme product, offers unparalleled support for your digestive needs. It contains exclusive blends of enzymes optimized to be 3 times stronger and work more than 6 times faster than other leading digestive supplements. With just 1 capsule per meal, Digest Gold offers support to break down carbohydrates, fats, fiber, and protein. Enzymedica products are all natural, vegetarian, contain absolutely no fillers, and are vegan and kosher when possible. You'll find Digest Gold and other Enzymedica products at fine health food stores near you. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
When you're passionate about your health, that passion leads to the knowledge that exercise and a healthy diet are not always enough. Sometimes you need the extra nutritional boost that only supplements can provide. If you are looking for the leading national brands of vitamins, supplements, health and beauty, weight loss, or sports nutrition products, look no further than Vitamin Discount Center. Voted best independent chain by Vitamin Retailer Magazine, Vitamin Discount Center has been a trusted and valuable nutrition resource to the Tampa Bay area for over 15 years. With daily savings up to 50%, Vitamin Discount Center offers the best prices on the highest quality nutritional supplements. Not only will you find unbeatable value, your visit includes access to a staff educated on the application of products to help equip you with the products and information you need to proactively improve your health. To locate the store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com, as well as access to articles on popular health topics, promotions, events, and thousands of products to shop from right at home. Your search for an affordable solution to better health is finally over. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by A. Vogel, Europe's leading brand of herbal medicine. Cannavest, from seed to shelf. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. Now introducing Zinnia for healthy hair, skin, and nails. Nature's Dynamics, garden to gummy supplements made by Dad. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. NeoCell, the true science of collagen. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. What's really trending in the news, it's everywhere, is the new WHO report issuing a warning about eating processed meat. And by processed meat, they're talking about, bacon, hot dogs, lunch meats, and so on. And these are the meats that are transformed by salting, curing, or fermentation, and then plus whatever other chemicals they add. And so what they're saying is that in a very specific way, that they had found enough evidence to suggest that eating a 50-gram portion, 50 grams, that's about a hot dog, can increase a person's risk of colorectal cancer by 18%. IARC, which is an arm of the WHO, International Agency for Research on Cancer, did the study, did the evaluation, and they concluded that unprocessed red meat, which includes beef, veal, pork, lamb, and goat, was, quote, probably carcinogenic, close quote. So unprocessed red meat, not quite as bad. The evidence is a little less definitive, but the panel found that eating about 100 grams of unprocessed red meat a day, that's equivalent to about one hamburger, suggested that would increase the risk of colorectal cancer by about 17%. So let's see if we can put this into some sort of frame and perspective. When someone says there's a risk of colorectal cancer by 18% or a risk of cancer by 17% if you eat unprocessed meat, how much of a risk is that? Well, when you look at all the various risk factors for cancer, smoking, alcohol, obesity, and so on, it's not 18% seems high. It relatively speaking, in the world of science, it's a risk factor that gets your attention, but it's not so serious as to stop you, no pun intended, dead in your tracks. In other words, you can't ignore it, but if it was we were talking 25%, well, I think that you're flirting with a very serious issue. I think this is a serious issue. And my take on red meat. You know what my view is on this show. I'm on the record for it. I'll make it clear. If you don't know, I'll make it clear in a moment. This has, of course, a lot of people very upset, and meat manufacturers in particular. They think they're saying things like it defies common sense and it defies science. Well, with all due respect to the meat manufacturers, if you just put this particular report aside, and I have researched this pretty thoroughly, there is an abundance. There is more than a few studies long before this report came out that suggest a strong correlation between eating meat, generally red meat specifically, and cancer of one sort or another, as well as heart disease. Now, it's hard for me as a researcher and a journalist to turn away from that and say, you know what, all those studies were poor. It's not the case. Or some of those studies could have been stronger, sure. But I think the body of work on the whole is pretty good. Is pretty good science on the whole. And that tells me And listen, I'm influenced by my own research. And it tells me that, you know what? Eating meat 3, 4, 5 times a week is not a good idea, especially red meat, and especially the red meat that we grow here that is jacked with steroids and whatnot. I mean, it's not good. And it is high in saturated fat. However, some are contending that it's not necessarily the saturated fat maybe in these processed meats, but it's the salting, the curing and that they're doing. I don't know if you know this or not, but salting meat is correlated strongly with cancer. When refrigeration, when Frigidaire, when the first refrigerators hit our culture and came into the culture, and they became part of how one way they preserved food and meat was salting. When we were able to store the meat in a refrigerator, guess what happened? The rate of cancer associated with the salting of meat went down. So salting is not a good idea. And they say it's the salting and the curing and these other chemicals that they put into these processed meats that are more deleterious than the saturated fat per se. And I'm trying to be fair here in my reporting. We come back, we'll take a call from St. Petersburg, Florida. Dr. Lewis is holding. I want to get his take on this. If my memory serves me, Stephen, I think the last time he was on, I think I was reporting on a story related to this very topic. I don't remember. I don't know if you remember. We'll have to ask Dr. Lewis. But for some reason, that just came up in the top of my head. That could be the case. I don't know. I'll have to see. But I like the report. I like that it's in the mainstream media because it raises consciousness about what we're eating. We'll talk some more.
When your alarm goes off, do you jump out of bed with excitement, or does it take multiple alarms, a few snooze buttons, or a morning caffeine fix to get you going? These habits and daily stress cause a vicious cycle in which sleep becomes increasingly elusive. In fact, 54% of Americans report struggles to fall or stay asleep. For a better night's rest, look no further than Solace, an all-natural dietary supplement that supports healthy sleep and relaxation, so you get the rest you need to wake up clear-eyed, alert, and ready for the day. Solace has given thousands a better night's rest and the power to take back their mornings while enjoying the day ahead of them. Solace is formulated with non-addictive, scientifically proven, all-natural ingredients that support sleep and relaxation, such as melatonin, tryptophan, and 5-HTP. For more information or to order Solace, visit takesolace.com. Solace, for healthy sleep naturally.
Looking for the perfect complement to your beauty regimen? Try Form Essentials Zinnia. The finest of its kind, Zinnia offers twice as much biotin as other formulas, which has proven to unlock the vibrancy in even the dullest of hair, skin, and nails. Zinnia breaks through and rejuvenates cells internally, helping you achieve the allure of effortless beauty. Reviving your hair, skin, and nails has never been easier. This essential blend of biotin, alpha-lipoic, and hyaluronic acid, collagen, and vitamin C creates lasting enhancements to your natural good looks. Don't go on wondering. You're worth the results. This combination of ingredients can only be found in Zinnia. Pamper yourself with a proven bit of affordable luxury and start looking your best. Ask for Zinnia by name at your nearest vitamin retailer to begin your journey to restored nails, head-turning hair, and radiant skin today. For more information, visit formessentials.com.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by New Chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Garden of Life, empowering extraordinary health. Country Life, a leader and authority in natural health and nutrition. Enzymedica, the enzyme experts. Natural Factors, where great health begins. Now Foods, our products work. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Well, the World Series is going to start tonight, and it'll be at a ballpark, right? And what do they serve at ballparks? A lot of processed meat. Hot dogs, hamburgers, lunch meats of one. Yeah, well, this new report from the WHO, the World Health Organization, and their research entity, the International Agency for Research on Cancer, IARC, is sending a cautionary, published a cautionary statement or warning about the consumption of these processed meats and their relationship to colorectal cancer. And they're saying it's about you increase your risk for colorectal cancer by about 18%. Now, I think that's substantial. Is it really alarming? Not, it's not. And I'll have to ask Dr. Lewis. Is it DEFCON 5 when the missiles are launched? I don't know. I'll have to ask him. But let's go to St. Petersburg, Florida. Joe, you had a question about bacon.
Yeah, Doctor. On the news not too long ago, I think it was this week, there's a woman who's 116 years old. And they said to her, what's your diet? Basically, she said she lives on bacon. I was like, what?
Well,
but the Mediterranean diet, one of their main things is the prosciutto.
Yeah, well, I know. I'm familiar with prosciutto because it was around the house when I was growing up, my mom's house and my grandparents. That's quite as tasty as it is. A steady and regular consumption of that is not a good idea. It's not.
Right.
It's not. It's just not.
I just bought a package of bacon. I guess I'm just going to take one slice a week.
Well, and I would keep it in the refrigerator. I don't know. The thing to keep in mind is that the consumption of processed meats is also correlated with a significantly higher increase of both coronary heart disease and diabetes mellitus. And I'm referring to one review that I looked at. It was a meta-analysis back in 2010, and they found that there was a 42% and 19% higher risk, respectively, with processed meats for coronary heart disease and diabetes mellitus, with a 50-gram serving per day. In contrast, in fairness, they also reported that the consumption of unprocessed meat, red meats, that I mentioned earlier, was not correlated with coronary heart disease and was associated with a non-significant trend toward higher risk of diabetes mellitus. So in this particular meta-analysis that I looked at, there are several. It did not, with unprocessed meats, they didn't find any alarming correlation or causation with these meats and cancer, or in this case, heart disease or diabetes mellitus. So I guess it's about moderation. I know people that eat meat 4 and 5 times a week. I wouldn't do it. I don't eat red meat. If I have it maybe once a year, twice a year, that's about it. I stopped doing that about 25, 30 years ago. I stopped eating a lot of red meat. I stopped. And
what about pork?
Some would say it's worse than red meat.
Oh, jeez.
Some would say it's worse.
Well, I'll get rid of the ribs. No.
And pork, of course, has its connection to religion, and in some parts of the world, pork is really shunned upon in religious terms, and not, considered something not healthy to eat, but something that's just violates, all sorts of things. I don't want to get into that, but nevertheless, you get my point. Do I like red meat? Yeah. Would I like to have bacon? I'd love to be able to do it. Steak whenever I wanted to. I don't. I just don't.
Me too.
You just gotta, be moderate.
I'll just stick with my sardines in the morning for breakfast or my eggs.
Good enough, man. It's always nice. It's nice to hear from you.
All right, thanks, Doc. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Dr. Michael Lewis is my guest. Dr. Lewis has been on my show a number of times before. I won't go over all his credentials. Suffice it to say that Dr. Lewis has had a great career, is having a great career. He's a medical doctor, a researcher, a scientist of the first order. And did you have your bacon and eggs and sausage this morning, Dr. Lewis?
Actually, I did.
Oh my God! How did I know?
I had my uncured, unsalted bacon and a couple of organic eggs. It's basically how I start almost every morning, actually.
So, how did I know? How did I know that? And to look at you, you would never think that you would. You know, if somebody showed you a bacon, it'd be like showing a crucifix to Dracula. But for some reason, I thought you would eat. Sure enough, I don't know how I knew that, because my data on you, I know you, but I don't know you that well. I've never had breakfast with you, but my instinct said, ask him that question and see what he says. I appreciate your honesty.
I get uncured bacon, not preserved, no nitrates, nitrates added, so it's not processed. It's and I notice a big difference. I eat your typical supermarket bacon anytime these days. It's I can't stand it because of all the processing and all the additives and stuff like that.
I don't know if did you hear my reporting on salting? Before we had refrigerators, salting was used to preserve the meat. And when they did that, there was a high incidence of colorectal cancer. When refrigeration was invented, the salting, we didn't need to do that anymore, and colorectal cancer rates went down. Did you know that?
No, actually I didn't. But refrigeration brought us lots of things, including the ability to live in Florida like you.
True. So how many times? So I noticed you said uncured, it's still processed, but not as processed. Yeah. You don't have some of the chemicals in it. Do you feel comfortable, and you eat it every morning?
I would say 5 out of 7 mornings, sure.
Oh my land! Do you eat sandwiches with lunch meats on them?
Oh, absolutely not. I can't tell you the last time I had a sandwich with lunch meat.
Do you eat red meat, steak, a couple times a week?
Absolutely. My favorite is lamb, though.
I like lamb. I like it, but,
We could talk about that after the break.
Okay. Well, you're not afraid.
I'm not afraid to talk about it.
No, you're not afraid to eat it. That's interesting.
Moderation.
Even moderation in moderation. 877-897-8255. Dr. Lewis is a great guest. He's a great colleague, and I just love having him on the show. We'll come back. We'll talk with him, and that's what I like about him. He gave me an honest answer. Didn't try to finesse it.
Are you suffering from those awful allergies? Hay fever, sneezing, watery eyes. Here's some advice you won't want to miss.
I'm a doctor, and my patients used to dread allergy season. But then I discovered A-Vogel Allergy Relief, a unique combination of natural ingredients that usually addresses every one of my patients' symptoms. And while it's clear that the vast majority of my patients benefit significantly from A-Vogel Allergy Relief, what's even more amazing is that after using it, at least half of my patients' symptoms didn't return. As a doctor, that's the kind of outcome my patients and I can appreciate.
Get doctor-recommended A-Vogel Allergy Relief for your allergy symptoms. It's proven safe, it doesn't make you drowsy, it's fast-acting, and it may even help prevent your allergies from returning. Available at vitamin discount centers, Richards, Rollin' Oats, Vitamin Shop, Nutrition Smart, and other fine health food stores.
Hi, I'm Jordan Rubin, founder and CEO of Garden of Life. Oceans 3 was created with a simple premise in mind: develop a line of premium omega-3 fish oil formulations that met or exceeded the market leader in quality, and then go beyond omega-3 by providing amplified benefits and value to the consumer. Oceans 3 contains ultra-pure, high-potency fish oil, along with astaxanthin and fucoxanthin. Each of these ingredients, when taken individually, have superb benefits. When they are combined into the exciting compound omegaxanthin, they work synergistically to amplify their already amazing benefits. In addition to the synergy of omegaxanthin, Oceans 3 offers unrivaled purity and greater value than the leading omega-3 fish oils available today, making the Oceans 3 family of products the best choice for anyone looking to add a healthy dose of omega-3 fats and a giant dose of extraordinary health to their lives.
Is your fish oil wildly pure? New Chapter is proud to offer a whole food approach to fish oil, Whole Mega. Naturally pure 100% wild-caught salmon comes from the pristine waters of Alaska. Like extra virgin olive oil, the fresh-caught salmon for Whole Mega is pressed immediately after harvest. And that's all that's needed to deliver wild Alaskan salmon's whole complement of vital omega fatty acids. These omegas support your heart health. One serving of Whole Mega per day, 2 grams, has been clinically shown to help retain healthy triglyceride levels and to improve the omega-3 index, a studied marker of heart health. And did you know experts recommend consuming 2 to 3 servings of fish per week? So 1 week of Whole Mega delivers the omegas of 3 servings of wild Alaskan salmon. Discover the New Chapter difference, wildly pure Whole Mega. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Available at your local Fine Health food store.
Are you tired of taking vitamin pills or powders? How about gummy vitamins with high fructose, corn syrup, or coloring? Finally, you have a choice with Nature's Dynamic whole food gummy supplements and probiotics made by a dad. Imagine getting benefits of your garden in a delicious gummy supplement. Nature's Dynamics utilizes organic, plant-based vitamin and mineral sources with non-GMO, gluten, soy, and dairy-free ingredients in a delicious gummy for the whole family. Nature's Dynamics has berry garden gummies made by a dad, multivitamin, omega-3 and probiotics for kids, body boost joint relief, whole food bone and calcium gummy, whole food immune and vitamin C gummy, whole food omega-3 gummy, Be Beautiful hair, skin, and nails gummy, prenatal plus gummy, whole food probiotics for digestive support, and body boost energy and wellness multivitamin for him and her in a delicious, easy to digest gummy. To learn more about Nature's Dynamics or to find a retailer near you, visit naturesdynamics.com or madebyadad.com. Nature's Dynamics, garden to gummy supplements made by a dad.
The ever-increasing stress and toxicity we are exposed to from our environment, diets, and lifestyles make internal cleansing a necessary part of a good health regimen. Founded in 1980, Yerba Prima was the first company to launch a whole-body internal cleansing kit. Since that time, they have continued to develop and manufacture a complete range of all-natural, high-quality fiber and internal cleansing products. By using all-natural psyllium fiber and no harmful stimulant laxatives, all Yerba Prima fiber and internal cleansing products can be used over a long period of time to ensure optimal health and regularity. With nearly 30 years dedicated to all-natural cleansing products, it's easy to see why Yerba Prima is a leader in the fiber and cleansing products category. Learn more at yerbaprima.com, YERBAPRIMA.com, or visit your local health retailer. Yerba Prima, pioneer in internal cleansing products.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Nordic Naturals, pure and great tasting omega oils. North American Urban Spice, the only oregano oil you can take on a daily basis. Renew Life, the digestive care company. Nutrix Hawaii, more nutrition, better health, purely Hawaiian. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Dr. Michael Lewis is my guest today, and Dr. Lewis will be on the show for the remainder of this first portion, and he'll be here for the second portion of the show. Remind you that the show is live 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time, Monday through Friday, and the show does air coast to coast, and it does play at different times in different markets, so you have to check your local listings. just to put some context to colorectal cancer that I was talking about with in the reporting of the WHO, the World Health Organization's new report on processed meats. According to the American Cancer Society for 2015, they were predicting 93,090 new cases of colon cancer and 39,610 new cases of rectal cancer. The lifetime risk of developing colorectal cancer is about 5%. The risk is a little lower, they report, in women compared to men. And colorectal cancer, in case you didn't know, is the third leading cause of cancer-related deaths in the United States when men and women are considered separately, and the second leading cause when both sexes are combined. It is expected to cause about close to 50,000 deaths in 2015. We're approaching the end of 2015. So it's a dreadful disease. Horrible, as all cancer is. And by the way, the death rates for colorectal cancer have been going down because people are getting their colonoscopies done and are catching the polyps early with the screening. So it's a good idea. Welcome back, Dr. Lewis. I'm trying to be a little bit more upbeat here. So sometimes reporting on these things is kind of dark. Thank you for your honesty. And when I asked you about, did you have bacon this morning, and you said you did.
I tend to stay away from sausage, though.
Yeah, that's nutritional surprise. You never know what's in the sausage. Stay away from the sausage.
Hey, I want to I've been running around my house trying to look for it, and I wanted to try to find this book that I got as a graduation present when I graduated medical school. It was called Military Hygiene. It was written by a West Point professor in 1914. And he talks about rations and food and health and stuff like that. And the funny thing is, he very specifically says of all the meats and all the things that you could eat an army on the march, the best thing is bacon.
Well, with all
I was looking for it. It's a great quote, but I couldn't find the book. I was around.
Was he a colonel or something?
He was.
How did I know that? Well, you know all about colonels, right?
Well, from an Army standpoint, it's high, it's dense in calories. It's got a proper mix of protein and fat. But to that whole point, it doesn't matter whether we're talking pork or chicken. I mean, everybody thinks chicken is so much better for you. Yeah. Ultimately, it doesn't matter whether it's pork, beef, chicken, whatever, or even fish. It doesn't matter what the source of the meat is. We got to always remember, you are what you eat, but so is the animal that we're consuming, and so it's the food chain. So if you have a chicken that's just being fed soybean and corn, it's not going to be nearly as healthy for you as a good grass-fed beef or lamb.
Sure,
bottom line.
or fed food that is treated with medications of one sort or another, antibiotics, steroids, and so on. And
absolutely,
your point's well taken. You are what you eat, but you are what
it's the food supply. It's the entire food chain, not just what you eat.
Yeah, you are what the thing you ate.
So you know my good friend Joe Hivlin at the NIH.
Oh yes.
And when we were doing some work a few years ago, we started to dig into the menus of the military, and we used Bill Land's equations and stuff like that, and we put a 28-day diet of what they were feeding in the mess halls into Bill Land's work equations, and it basically tells you what the expected omega-3, omega-6 levels are. And when we actually went out and tested some of the chicken, for example, we found out that there was the assumptions we were making that there was the amount of omega-3s and the amount of omega-6s in the chicken were completely wrong. There were basically no omega-3s in the chicken, and
it was
chock full of omega-6s. And so it is. It's the animal feed. It's you are not just what you eat, but the entire food supply chain behind it.
Yeah.
So if the chicken's being fed soybean and corn, that's what you're eating.
Yeah, you are what the animal ate that you're eating. Yeah, your point's well taken. Nevertheless, it's good to have you on the show. I'm impolite. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
All right.
How are you doing?
I'm all things considered. Okay.
So I'm heading down your way. I'm in November, right around Veterans Day, actually. I think maybe even on Veterans Day. I am speaking at the American College of Nutrition, and and also my nonprofit is being given an award, the Humanitarian Award, by the American College of Nutrition for the work that we've been trying to do on educating people about brain health and omega-3s. So I don't know if you're planning on being over in Orlando that week, but it'd be great to see you.
Probably not. I like Mickey and I love you, but I probably won't make it to Orlando. Share with the listener and the viewer your website that they can go and see your comments and research and whatnot all about brain health and omega-3s.
Well, it's very simple to remember, I think, is brainhealtheducation.org. And so the institute, the nonprofit I started when I retired from the military, is Brain Health Education and Research, because that's exactly what I want to try to do and trying to do, and push the idea of healthy food equals a healthy brain. And so it really gets down to educating the public, the sort of the grassroots bottom-up approach, but also doing the research to try to change the medical system from the top down with good scientific research.
Mm-hmm. So when we come back, if you could bring us up to date on CBD, cannabidiol, what's the latest and the greatest? Where are we now? I was mentioning that this is interesting because this whole business about hemp and cannabidiol, we're watching the evolution and the development and the beginnings of a new, relatively new, well, for the natural products industry, a new supplement. So it's going to be interesting to watch this. We come back, we'll have Dr. Lewis bring us up to date. If you don't know what CBD is, as it's derived from hemp, you'll find out today, and we'll do the science. We'll give you the lowdown. Dr. Michael Lewis, you'll like him. You'll see. Be back.
Statements made during this broadcast regarding products or the claims made about specific products have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Products and treatments discussed are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Make your physician aware of all nutritional supplements used and immediately notify your physician if you have any health concern or undiagnosed sign or symptom. Let's Talk Nutrition is a health talk show that features scientists, authors, nutrition specialists, personal trainers, holistic healers, and experts in traditional, natural, and integrative medicine. Listen for a chance to win daily prizes and follow Let's Talk Nutrition on Facebook and Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition or on Twitter at LTN Radio. It's time for some inspiration. Tune in to get fit and healthy. It's time to talk about nutrition. Nutrition for your body, your mind, your spirit. It's time to talk about proper exercise, stress relief, eating well, and supplementation for when you don't. Get ready to take charge of your health because your health is your wealth and the wealth of those who care about and love you. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition. Welcome to the show.
And welcome to the show. I'm Dr. Michael Garko, your host, and I've been doing this gig here for, 10 years now. And the show airs coast to coast now, and we're happy about that, and it's all because of you, and we appreciate your support. And you can watch the show, listen to the show at letstalknutrition.com, but of course there's your trusty radio in your neck of the broadcast woods, and support your local radio station. Keep terrestrial radio alive and well, and support your local health store or stores as well. Dr. Michael Lewis is my guest, and going to bring you up to date on CBD. This is a new it's not new. It's only new to the natural products industry, and it's now in a supplement form. If you don't know what CBD is or what it means, we'll explain, and you'll learn all about it. And if you know something about it, you'll probably learn a little bit more. I was talking with one of my friends and colleagues during the break and asked him if he wanted a bacon sandwich. That was Gordon Bird. And he reminded me of something that I should have mentioned. He said, he said, grilling. And I said, thank you. It's not only that these meats that the WHO, the World Health Organization, is talking about, these red, processed meats, hot dogs and lunch meats and bacon and whatnot. It's what you do with those meats sometimes when you cook them. And when you grill, you're creating, the different heterocyclic amines and the PACs and all that, and I've talked about these on my show. Those are highly carcinogenic. So it's not only the meat, but sometimes what you do with those meats, these processed meats, when you cook them, especially the grilling at high temperatures, where these are usually muscle meats, and I've written about that. You can go on my website and read about it. I've talked about it. So you double the risk. You have another risk factor, not double the risk, but you have another risk factor included. So I want to thank Gordon for that. It's always thoughtful. And I guess you didn't grill your bacon this morning, did you?
I was going to say, should I stop grilling my bacon? I'm just kidding. That would make a mess. That would make a mess on the grill because all the fat dripping down.
Well, yeah, all the fat, the grease dripping down. Is that a hint or what? Come on now. So, CBD, what's the latest and the greatest? Where are we? How is that doing? And are attitudes changing about hemp and CBD? What's going on, Dr. Lewis?
Well, it's always unfortunate when our buddy Stuart Tomp can't make it on the show, because he certainly has his finger. He's not just has his finger on the pulse. He is the pulse of the CBD industry, just as he was for the fish oil industry for many years. And so, the company that Stuart's with now, Cannavest, is they are bringing in retail outlets by the dozens almost every day. They're jumping from 100 to 200 to 300 stores almost on a weekly basis at this point, because there's such enthusiasm for CBD and what its potential is. And as you alluded to, there's a lot of controversy about CBD, and certainly it's where it's derived from. And so let's be clear, is when we're talking about a nutritional supplement, we're talking about CBD derived from hemp oil, not from marijuana. It's very close cousin. So we've got to make sure that that's straightened up. But it is being incredibly well received, and from what I understand, the stores are having trouble keeping it on the shelves that people are clamoring for it so much.
I don't know if you remember when you were in medical school, when you took anatomy and physiology. In my anatomy and physiology course, they never talked about, there was not one, endocannabinoid was never said in the text. And the text, if you dropped it on your foot, you would fracture the bones in your foot. It was such a big text. You know what I'm talking about. They never mentioned the endocannabinoid system. I keep saying that they're probably going to have to rewrite some of the anatomy books and physiology books and start to include it. I don't know why they don't include it, Dr. Lewis.
Well, that's the nice thing about science is science doesn't stand still. It's always moving forward, or at least hopefully, and it should be. And I think one of the most amazing things is, did you see the studies that came out of one of the East Coast universities? I'm blanking on which one, but they basically discovered that there's a lymphatic system that drains directly from the brain that for hundreds or even thousands of years was never known. It literally they're having to change the anatomy textbooks about the lymphatic system. Did you see that one?
I did see it, and what's remarkable about this, and when I read that, I thought, how many cadavers have been used in medical schools? How much we know about the human body, and you would think there's nothing else, anatomically speaking, right? There's nothing else new to find, and they find. I'm stunned by that. I had to sit there for a minute. I said, "Are you kidding me? How did you miss that?"
It just, when you think about it in retrospect, of course, it's easy. But when you think about it, it's like, well, of course there is. I mean, why wouldn't there be?
I know. You just can't take things for granted. You can't assume that, we're on the cutting edge of everything. Sometimes we miss the most obvious things. It's humbling. It's humbling, isn't it?
Well, I mean, that's how I got into the head injury. I'll call it business, but is that I was an outsider. I wasn't a neurologist or a neurosurgeon, or I was looking at it from the outside, saying, well, the brain's made of omega-3s. Why don't we use omega-3s in abundance to help the brain recover after an injury? And to me, it seemed like that's pretty common sense, and everybody looks at me like, huh? How come nobody ever thought of that before? And you got me. To me, it just made basic common sense.
By the way, for those who may not know, anatomically speaking, the endocannabinoids, which make up the endocannabinoid system, of course, are these receptors, and they're found throughout your body, in your brain, the different organs of your body, connective tissues, glands, immune cells, and they perform all sorts of important functions. And all in all, in a word, I think I have this right, their essential agenda is to keep the body in homeostasis, in balance, the maintenance of a stable internal terrain, despite whatever's going on the outside of your body.
Well, the easiest way to explain it that most people could understand is, so if we have cannabinoid receptors, and they're basically CB1, CB2, CB1 mostly in the brain and CB2 mostly in the immune system, but there's plenty of crossover, is the easiest way to explain it is what do those endocannabinoids do? And the Marine Corps Marathon just was here in Washington on Sunday, and that talk about that runner's high.
Mm-hmm.
That's the easiest way to think about it is the endocannabinoid. That's your endocannabinoid system, providing that runner's high, that good feeling when you get a hug or a kiss from a loved one, or you're running and you reach into that zone where you got that runner's high. That's your endocannabinoid system. So the phytocannabinoids, such as CBD, can stimulate that system as well.
Endocannabinoids and cannabinoids is commented on in a number of articles, are found at the intersection of the body's different systems, which promotes communication and coordination between the different cell types in your body. It's all about coordination and balance. Very important. So we'll see what CBD, how this all plays into this.
Energy, energy, and more energy. Everyone needs it. But did you know you can get the energy you need quick through the powers of wild forest extracts? Wild chaga and birch bark were a secret source of energy and power for Russian athletes years ago, making them unbeatable. Now you too can experience real energy and power like you've never dreamed possible. Wild chaga is the world's top source of SOD, superoxide dismutase, that critical enzyme that blocks the aging process and keeps your cells healthy. Wild birch extract is the world's top source of betulin, a natural sterol needed by every cell of the body. And healthy cells mean a healthy you, and a more powerful one too. Chaga birch bark is also good for your heart, healthy cholesterol, and even helps build healthy arteries. No wonder it's known as the king of all herbs. So take your Chaga Charge tea with wild birch bark every day and Chaga Max capsules from North American Herb and Spice and get that maximum energy you need. Also available in liquid as Chago Power Drops. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
At Nordic Naturals, we know that a commitment to deliver the world's safest, most effective omega oils requires an exceptional process. That's why we manage every step of production from boat to bottle. That includes sustainably sourcing wild-caught fish from well-managed fisheries. It means using state-of-the-art equipment and technology at our manufacturing plant in Arctic Norway. Nordic Naturals bottles and encapsulates our omega-3s at our own facility and carefully ships products from our eco-friendly headquarters in California. The result? Nordic Naturals products have received more than 40 awards for taste, innovation, and product excellence. You can trust the quality of Nordic Naturals products and know you're getting all the health benefits omega-3 fish oils offer. Nordic Naturals' high-quality, great-tasting omega-3s make staying healthy easier for you and your family. When choosing an omega-3 fish oil product, choose the #1 fish oil in the U.S. Choose Nordic Naturals. Available at natural product retailers or online at nordicnaturals.com.
When you're passionate about your health, that passion leads to the knowledge that exercise and a healthy diet are not always enough. Sometimes you need the extra nutritional boost that only supplements can provide. If you are looking for the leading national brands of vitamins, supplements, health and beauty, weight loss, or sports nutrition products, look no further than Vitamin Discount Center. Voted best independent chain by Vitamin Retailer Magazine, Vitamin Discount Center has been a trusted and valuable nutrition resource to the Tampa Bay area for over 15 years. With daily savings up to 50%, Vitamin Discount Center offers the best prices on the highest quality nutritional supplements. Not only will you find unbeatable value, your visit includes access to a staff educated on the application of products to help equip you with the products and information you need to proactively improve your health. To locate the store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com, as well as access to articles on popular health topics, promotions, events, and thousands of products to shop from right at home. Your search for an affordable solution to better health is finally over. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Are you waking up each day to the life you have to live or to the life you want to live? Better health shouldn't be left to chance. Smart choices to living longer and stronger include making Kyolic aged garlic extract a part of your daily routine. For years, medical researchers have recommended adding Kyolic to the diet as a powerful tool to enhancing overall heart and immune health. Recent clinical studies at UCLA Medical Center using Kyolic suggest that garlic may slow plaque formation in the arteries and support healthy cholesterol and homocysteine levels. Previous research also shows Kyolic may enhance your immune system defenses. Kyolic is organic, odorless, and the only antioxidant garlic supplement available worldwide. Maintaining a healthier you could extend your life. Your wellness begins with Kyolic aged garlic extract. Available everywhere fine nutritional supplements are sold. Visit Kyolic.com. That's KYOLIC.com. Or call 1-800-421-2998 for a free sample today.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by A. Vogel, Europe's leading brand of herbal medicine. Cannavest, from seed to shelf. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. Now introducing Zinnia for healthy hair, skin, and nails. Nature's Dynamics, garden to gummy supplements made by Dad. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. NeoCell, the true science of collagen. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Dr. Michael Lewis is my guest. Get Dr. Lewis right back on. Dr. Lewis, cannabidiol, CBD oil. And we're talking about the compound derived from hemp, right?
That is correct.
And you can also get CBD from the marijuana plant too, right?
You can. Interestingly enough, you talked about balance, and so everybody knows, or not everybody, but we'll assume everybody knows about THC, that substance that gets you high when you smoke marijuana. Well, that's balanced in nature with the CBD, which has a calming opposite effect of THC. So it's always about a balance. But over the last 40-plus years, our ingenious plant growers have basically bred the CBD out of the marijuana plant because you want more of a bang. You know, when you smoke marijuana, you want more of that THC, that high, because that's why you're smoking marijuana for the most part.
Sure.
But the medicinal part of the marijuana plant, just as the hemp plant, is in the CBD. A little bit in the THC, but not nearly, log scales more in the CBD than what you get in the THC.
So there's a little bit of confusion, between the medical use of marijuana, which is allowed in 20 states, Washington, Oregon, California, Nevada, Arizona, and so on, Alaska, it goes on. And then you have some states where they allow the recreational use of marijuana, like Colorado. There's 2 states, Colorado and Washington. When they're talking about the medical use of marijuana, what in essence are they focused on? What compound or compounds are they focused on? CBD? What are they talking about there?
Well, I to use a bad term, I think the whole argument has become adulterated with confusion. And so the idea of medical marijuana is kind of interesting because really the medicinal parts of marijuana, there's lots we don't know, first of all. There's tons that we don't know because the science just hasn't been done. But the medicinal parts of marijuana, whether it's smoking marijuana or whether it's consuming it in any particular way, is really mostly derived from CBD. But so it gets adulterated by the idea that we can smoke marijuana and we're happy and we're fine and whatever you get from that recreational use of it. But the really medicinal part, you could get just as much, if not better, medicinal use from the cannabis sativa plant if you consume CBD direct from the hemp-derived CBD.
So if they've bred out the CBD from marijuana plants, then how effective are these marijuana plants that they're using in the in the clinical setting for medical marijuana?
I will honestly say I have no personal experience in this, either personally or with any patients. But as second or third hand, what I understand is that the idea of somebody that's having anxiety issues and so on, that the smoking marijuana can be a very calming thing. But again, you can get the exact same effect by consuming hemp-derived CBD without getting the high. And in fact, the NIH owns a patent on the idea of neuroprotection, CBD for neuroprotection, and they very specifically say in that patent that the value is not in the THC, but it's in the CBD to protect brain cells in a number of different ways.
So, this is interesting. They own the patent on the CBD. What are the implications of that? What does that mean?
Well, if you put it back into my field, I think that the implications, neuroprotection.
No, they're owning the patent. They're owning of the patent. What is the implication of that?
Well, it depends on how you look at it, and the FDA and the U.S. government are certainly willing to play ball with that patent and to their advantage or companies' advantages and stuff like that. So there is plenty of legal implications for it. And so the question is, are they licensing that patent out to companies?
Right, that's my question.
For medical use, and that's a big legal sticky ball. Is the best way to put it.
Well, I don't know why they're all.
Is much more involved than that.
I don't know why they're all would be in a twist about it. CBD is a compound. Okay, it's a compound. And if
it's a compound found in nature, it's been around far longer than mankind. Yeah,
for sure. And if it provides medicinal benefit to people in one way or one sort or another, then I don't understand why they would be hesitant to liberate it, if you will, and let it get into the marketplace as it is now. You can buy CBD oil, Cannavest products are sold in fine health stores throughout the United States now. So they seem to be sitting on the sidelines. They don't seem to be interrupting this and trying to raise hell about it and letting companies, engage in free enterprise with the compound. So far, so good, yes?
I would probably say it's on the edge of a fence, and it could go either way. And if the FDA takes the route of that CBD was not being used as a nutritional supplement prior to the DSHEA Act, then it can be controlled as a substance as opposed to just being allowed to.
We'll be right back.
Looking for the perfect complement to your beauty regimen? Try Form Essentials Zinnia. The finest of its kind, Zinnia offers twice as much biotin as other formulas, which has proven to unlock the vibrancy in even the dullest of hair, skin, and nails. Zinnia breaks through and rejuvenates cells internally, helping you achieve the allure of effortless beauty. Reviving your hair, skin, and nails has never been easier. This essential blend of biotin, alpha-lipoic, and hyaluronic acid, collagen, and vitamin C creates lasting enhancements to your natural good looks. Don't go on wondering. You're worth the results. This combination of ingredients can only be found in Zinnia. Pamper yourself with a proven bit of affordable luxury and start looking your best. Ask for Zinnia by name at your nearest vitamin retailer to begin your journey to restored nails, head-turning hair, and radiant skin today. For more information, visit formessentials.com.
When your alarm goes off, do you jump out of bed with excitement? Or does it take multiple alarms, a few snooze buttons, or a morning caffeine fix to get you going? These habits and daily stress cause a vicious cycle in which sleep becomes increasingly elusive. In fact, 54% of Americans report struggles to fall or stay asleep. For a better night's rest, look no further than Solace, an all-natural dietary supplement that supports healthy sleep and relaxation, so you get the rest you need to wake up clear-eyed, alert, and ready for the day. Solace has given thousands a better night's rest and the power to take back their mornings while enjoying the day ahead of them. Solace is formulated with non-addictive, scientifically proven, all-natural ingredients that support sleep and relaxation, such as melatonin, tryptophan, and 5-HTP. For more information or to order Solace, visit takesolace.com. Solace, for healthy sleep naturally.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by New Chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Garden of Life, empowering extraordinary health. Country Life, a leader and authority in natural health and nutrition. Enzymedica, the enzyme experts. Natural Factors, where great health begins. Now Foods, our products work. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition, wherever and however you may be listening or watching the show and whatever you may be doing. 877-897-8255 is a toll-free number. Please call the show anytime you want. Talking with Dr. Michael Lewis about CBD and CBD oil that's now being sold as a supplement in health stores throughout the United States. And Cannavest is a company that's leading the charge and providing the CBD to consumers such as you and me. I find it interesting, Dr. Lewis, that they say medical marijuana. Why don't they say medical hemp?
That's actually a really good question.
I know.
We've talked about this on previous shows, and hemp was a mainstay. It was a cash crop that our founding fathers, George Washington and Thomas Jefferson, and so on, that was one of their main crops. And at least one of the copies of our Constitution and Declaration of Independence are printed on hemp paper. And so it's an interesting historical route that hemp has taken, and why it got outlawed. If you dig into the history, it got outlawed basically with marijuana in the 1930s, and it's just absolutely, now you look back at it, you read these historical accounts, and it's just crazy. What were these people thinking?
I have no clue.
And it was politics and money, of course, that drives many of things. And but the interesting thing, just to tie in this last bit of government stuff, so here you have the NIH that owns a patent for the medicinal use of CBD, hemp or marijuana. It doesn't delineate the source of CBD, and yet that same U.S. government has marijuana as a Schedule I drug, which Schedule I drug says that there's no medicinal value and of high abuse potential. So one part of the government says there's no medicinal value, the FDA says that, and the NIH says we have a patent on the medicinal use of marijuana, CBD, and hemp. So who's right? It gets down to politics.
Doesn't it? Yeah. I think the phrase medical hemp would be, rhetorically speaking, would be a good marketing move. Talk about
It would, but then you'd get into all kinds of issues with the FDA and the FTC.
Why?
And what well, because of medical claims.
Making a medical claim?
Nutritional. Mm-hmm. Well,
they're making a medical claim about marijuana when they say medical marijuana.
Because it's controlled through the bigger medical system, whereas the nutritional system is not as controlled, as you know.
I see. I get it. No, I get it. So in other words, you can't do that either. Let's go to Lance. Before the top of the hour gets here, and I know we don't have to do it right now, but maybe after the next break or whatever, what I would love to do is just talk a little bit about some of my clinical experience with some patients. Absolutely. Want you to do that. Let's go to Lansdale, Pennsylvania. Marlene, welcome to the show.
Good morning, doctor. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you for asking.
I have a question.
Sure.
Why make the difference between the health food stores and the internet selling the CBD oil? It seems like it's more cheaper in the internet than in the health food stores. Why is that?
Why is that? I don't know which particular brand of CBD you're looking at online, or the brand that you may be focusing on in the health store. That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that. I know that the Cannavest product is sold in health stores. Does Cannavest sell their product online, Dr. Lewis, if you know?
They actually do. If you go to Cannavest.com, they do have a store that front available that you can order it.
Yeah, and I don't know if there's. Did you do that? Did you go to Cannavest website, Marlene?
I just typed the CBD oil and a lot of branches came up.
Sure.
And I just picked one of them, and that's how.
So you got to be. Here's my cautionary note. Anytime you do something like that, you're going fishing with a very fine net. You're going to catch everything, and some of the, as you well know, sometimes you catch things you don't want to keep. In other words, you have to be very careful about that. I would stick with a brand that we know something about, like Cannavest, Cannavest, Cannavest. Their products are the real deal. They're legitimate. These people take great care to make sure they're using great raw materials. It's processed properly and so on and so forth. So I would stick with a brand like Cannavest, whether you buy it online or in a health store. There are other companies out there, but we're talking about Cannavest today, and that's what I would recommend. Have you ever tried it, Marlene?
Yes, and the taste is great. I have the flavor vanilla.
Okay.
It's great.
How does it make you feel?
Well, I started to take it yesterday, and believe it or not, I was hyped to the roof with my energy.
Really?
Yes.
Good. Well, consider the Cannavest products and keep taking it if you so desire, and then let us know how you're doing with it. I'm curious as to what kind of an effect. I mean, it may vary from person to person, but you notice more energy, which is good. So I appreciate your call. I always appreciate your questions. Thank you so much, Marlene.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Have a good day.
You do the same. Your clinical experience, Dr. Lewis, what have you learned?
Well, it's been fascinating because, as you have pointed out, it's the newest thing on the market, really, in the nutritional market. And in a summary, in a word, where I found it most effective, it just works fantastic in anxiety. And I'm sure it doesn't matter where the anxiety is coming from, but as you know, I deal with head injury, traumatic brain injury, concussion patients, and anxiety can be a huge issue for those patients after an injury. And I have found it to be absolutely amazing in helping decrease, control, or almost really eliminate anxiety levels in every single patient I've tried it, and I only have a handful that I've tried it with, but it's worked in every single one of them. Just unbelievable.
Have you tried it?
I do. I actually take it on a somewhat regular basis for sort of that chronic low back pain. It seems to help.
Really?
It does. So there's a number of different things that it can really help with that we know about. Is pain and anxiety are easily the top two. So I know a number of neurosurgeons that use it for low back pain with their patients as well. But like I said, the thing as somebody who's having issues with anxiety after a head injury, it's really bubbled.
What about anxiety, just general, anxiety from everyday living?
I think I don't have the clinical experience with that, but there's absolutely no reason to believe that it wouldn't be incredibly helpful.
Good idea. We'll be right back.
Feel tired, lethargic, or irritable? Take solace. You're one of millions of Americans that has trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. In fact, according to a national survey, 54% of adults have trouble sleeping. So what can you do about it? Take Solace. Solace is an all-natural dietary supplement formulated to support healthy sleep and relaxation. Solace can help you fall asleep and stay asleep naturally. Formulated with all-natural ingredients, Solace is non-addictive and won't leave you feeling groggy in the morning. Take Solace an hour before bed and feel the calming effects of this extensively researched sleep and relaxation aid. For more information on Solace, call toll-free 877-533-7066 or visit TakeSolace.com. That's 877-533-7066 or take SOLUS.com. Look for Solace in your local health and nutrition store. Solace for a good night's rest naturally.
Coenzyme Q10 is a powerful antioxidant nutrient. It protects against free radical damage, supports heart function, energy production, and immune response. Aging reduces our ability to absorb CoQ10 from our diet, so supplementing with a highly absorbable form of CoQ10 is the first step to ensuring optimal levels in the body. Secondly, typical CoQ10 supplements are in a ubiquinone or non-reduced form. For the body to use that type of CoQ10, it must first convert it to ubiquinol or the reduced form. QH Absorb is Jarrow Formula's highly absorbable and bioavailable CoQ10 supplement. Not only is QH Absorb more absorbable than traditional CoQ10 supplements, but as ubiquinol, it's already in a reduced bioavailable form. Your body can use QH Absorb without having to do any conversion work. Ask specifically for Jarrow Formula's QH Absorb at your favorite vitamin retailer. For more information on QH Absorb, go to jarrow.com. That's JARROW for the best and highly absorbable, bioavailable CoQ10 supplements.
Hi, I'm Kate. I try to eat a healthy diet, but the irony of eating healthy foods, like broccoli or beans, is that even though they're healthy for us, they can still cause occasional digestive upsets. That's why I take a Digest Smart high-potency enzyme with every meal. Digest Smart is from Renew Life, the digestive care experts. It's the first digestive enzyme certified by Izyme, the International Enzyme Testing Program. Each capsule provides a full spectrum of 25 powerful plant-based raw enzymes to break down each major food group, including carbs, fats, proteins, and fiber. Digest Smart enzymes also feature targeted delivery capsules to reach your intestines, where 90% of digestion occurs. Digest Smart promotes more complete breakdown of the foods you eat and optimizes nutrient availability. Plus, it helps ease digestive upsets and supports your overall digestive health. Now that's really smart. Digest Smart is from the makers of Ultimate Flora Probiotics, and both are available in health food stores everywhere.
Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Murray with a minute of important health news. One of my all-time favorite natural products is a special extract of licorice known as DGL. DGL is short for deglycyrrhizated licorice, but I tell my patients that it stands for darn good licorice. DGL is made by removing the compound in licorice that can raise blood pressure in some people. Double-blind clinical studies have shown DGL is quite useful in healing stomach and intestinal ulcers. In fact, in head-to-head studies, it has actually outperformed popular anti-ulcer drugs. But rather than inhibit the release of stomach acid, DGL stimulates the normal defense mechanisms that prevent ulcer formation and promote healing. Clinical studies have not only shown DGL to be extremely effective, but also that it is completely without side effects. Clearly, DGL is a better choice.
When you're passionate about your health, that passion leads to the knowledge that exercise and a healthy diet are not always enough. Sometimes you need the extra nutritional boost that only supplements can provide. If you are looking for the leading national brands of vitamins, supplements, health and beauty, weight loss, or sports nutrition products, look no further than Vitamin Discount Center. Voted best independent chain by Vitamin Retailer Magazine, Vitamin Discount Center has been a trusted and valuable nutrition resource to the Tampa Bay area for over 15 years. With daily savings up to 50%, Vitamin Discount Center offers the best prices on the highest quality nutritional supplements. Not only will you find unbeatable value, your visit includes access to a staff educated on the application of products to help equip you with the products and information you need to proactively improve your health. To locate the store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com, as well as access to articles on popular health topics, promotions, events, and thousands of products to shop from right at home. Your search for an affordable solution to better health is finally over. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Nordic Naturals, pure and great tasting omega oils. North American Herb and Spice, the only oregano oil you can take on a daily basis. Renew Life, the digestive care company. Nutrix Hawaii, more nutrition, better health, purely Hawaiian. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Here's the LTN health question of the day. We do this every day around this time, and you can win a $25 supplement gift card with the correct answer. I was reporting earlier in the show on the World Health Organization's new warning about the consumption of processed meats, hot dogs, bacon, sausage, lunch meats, and so on, and the increased risk for cancer when consuming these products. Here's the question. What did the World Health Organization's particular research outfit, IARC, say about the risk? How much of a risk did they say there is for colorectal cancer when consuming 50 grams of these kinds of meats on a daily basis? Was it 8% chance of getting colorectal cancer, 18% chance, or 28% chance? What was the risk associated, the increased risk for colorectal cancer in consuming or eating a 50-gram portion of processed meat daily? That'd be like a hot dog a day, for example. What was the increased risk for colorectal cancer? 8%, 18%, or 28%? 877-897-8255 is a toll-free number, 877-897-8255. Welcome back, Dr. Lewis. In your clinical experience now, you see that, especially with patients that suffer from brain injuries, that the cannabidiol, the CBD oil, helps moderate their anxiety levels. It probably, and most likely, I think there's some research to suggest it would generalize to just general anxiety disorder, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. I would absolutely believe that.
Mm-hmm.
So you know me a little bit, and I like to degenerate into stories, and cause
sure, please.
Stories get the point across.
Absolutely.
And I don't think I told this story before. Maybe I did on your show, but I'm sure you have a few different listeners today.
All the time.
But if you know me and you know the work that I've done, you may have come across, or through brainhealtheducation.org, you could certainly look it up, is the work that was featured by Sanjay Gupta on his CNN weekend show a number of years ago, the story about Bobby, who had been in a bad car accident, and basically parents were told that he wouldn't survive. And so Sanjay Gupta did this whole special on it, and how high doses of fish oil pretty much, we believe, helped save Bobby's life.
And you were the physician involved in that, right?
I was advising the family. I was the one that was pushing for the high dose of fish oil to happen, and then published it as a case report. And but interestingly enough, so let's fast forward. Bobby was 18 and at the time. He's now 22, 23 years old. And a couple of months ago, I reached out to him and reached out to Stuart Tomk at Cannavest and said, why don't we see if CBD will help Bobby at all? And 2 weeks after he started to take it, I get a call from his father who says, literally, he says, this has been life-changing. And I was like, what do you mean? He says, well, his anxiety is gone, his depression is gone. I've never seen him happier. And so he goes, here, put Bobby on the phone, and he tells me that, because I stopped my antidepressant medications. I don't have any depression anymore. He goes, and the anxiety levels have come down so much so that I asked a girl for her phone number for the first time since the accident. And it was so cute to hear.
Oh, that's great.
Here he is, a 22-year-old kid that's, in a broken body. He said, what girl is going to want to date a guy with a broken body? But then fast forward another month, and Bobby calls me up himself, because now he doesn't need his father to call me, because there's no anxiety there. And he goes, for the first time since the accident, at physical therapy today, I walked across the room without any aid, without holding on to anything or anybody.
Wow.
And it wasn't because his muscular ability came back with the CBD, but he overcame the anxiety that was in his head to even try to walk across the room. So it really has been life-changing, at least for Bobby.
That's a wonderful story. That story is well documented. And I know you're very proud of that you were involved in that, and the way you encouraged the family to start with the fish oil and the way that they did. And I'm sure these case studies are meaningful, and they are very persuasive. So we didn't get into all of the potential medicinal properties that science seems to suggest that are associated with CBD. But you of course, moderation of anxiety. You talk about your own lower back pain being moderated, and so on. We'll see how this all develops. We're not going anywhere yet. Hold on a second. Let's go to St. Petersburg, Florida. Matthew, according to the World Health Organization, what is the risk that people run in eating 50 grams of processed meat a day for colorectal cancer? 8%? 18% or 28%?
That's 18%.
18%, Matthew. That's right. Congratulations. You won a $25 supplement gift card. Thanks. By the way, do you eat processed red meat?
I have in the past, and it's been limited for about the past 5 years.
Uh-huh. Do you miss it?
Some parts of me do. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, me too. I know. Bacon, yeah, gosh. Oh, well. But, Matthew.
Unfortunately. And I do want to say thank you to your guest for bringing this information forward. I've been taking CBD for about a year now, and very increased perception, energy, and less anxiety.
Wonderful.
Which I've been dealing with my whole life, so thank you.
That's great, Matthew. You can call the show anytime. Anytime we talk about whatever, you call anytime you want. Thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you. There you go, Dr. Lewis. How about that?
There you go. Another success story.
See?
There's a reason why it's flying off the shelves.
Sure.
It really does
must work, right?
A profound effect on people.
Yeah.
Word of mouth and people coming back, and so it is. And as you said, it's going to be exciting to watch over the next 5 years what happens.
We're headed out. Cannavest, take it. CBD oil, Cannavest, because your health is your wealth.